Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. This is a series about flow triggers, so today I'm going to be speaking to you about rich environments. Flow triggers are essentially preconditioned to the flow experience, so this is an environmental trigger. Rich environment is one of those things that is a part of STER, selflessness, timelessness, effortlessness, and the last one being rich environment. What do I mean by rich environment? Am I talking about bling bling and like high-end venues? Not necessarily. A rich environment is a stimulating environment. All right, so it's an environment that gets you to be fully activated and energized and engaged. Now, this could be from having an environment be very complex. They're not very simple places, and so that can get us to engage much more with it because there are all of these extra variables in a specific environment. Like, let's say a place has a lot of different types of posters, and our eyes get engaged into that because they're very captivating in a sense. And then we have pattern recognition. We start to notice maybe a theme of a certain kind of restaurant. Let's say we walk into a restaurant and we notice a very underwater theme. Now that theme is the pattern. We're recognizing the pattern. Okay, there's seashells here. Yeah, they've given us, kind of octopus type of furniture or whatever. You're looking for the patterns, and so it's activating your flow state. I'm giving you the example of a theme, but in any location you can go and notice different patterns there or symbols that overlap there, okay? Then we have novelty, okay? New experience. So a rich environment can be very new for certain people. Like, let's say you go to a new country, you're never there before, and you're completely in that macro flow state. It's a peak experience. And a peak experience is something that alters your consciousness, right? So in a sense, you are in a new environment, and it's very, very difficult to, first of all, initially go somewhere and know everything about the place, right? So you have to adapt and be versatile in a sense where you move in first into a different environment. Maybe it's a different language, it's a different culture, the people there are different. Everything there needs some adjustment. You're engaged with that place because it's so new to you, and you're still learning things, you're still figuring things out, and so it's really, really valuable in terms of the zone, as you call it, okay? So it basically works as a transition to bring us to the focus and the intention that we need in that environment. So basically it's a nudge to get us out of our head and involved with what we're doing. Let's say that we walk into a movie theater. All the lights are down. You kind of ignore the fact that there are other people there because all the lights are down. All you can see is a screen, and you're engaged into this one big screen, and you're watching this movie. And you get engaged into the movie because you start to forget about all these different things that are there. But let's say there's a person eating popcorn next to you and coughing and throwing popcorn and being very obnoxious and loud. Or their phone starts ringing next to yours, right? You get distracted by that, and then it makes you not want to enjoy the movie. Some environments will get you to be much more embodied or use more of your body, like gymnastics or martial arts. Basically, when you immerse yourself into a location, there is this sense of unpredictability as well. Like, anything can happen. You don't know what to expect, essentially. You're there, and you're like, oh man, this could happen, but then also this can happen. It's a sense of maybe. It's a sense of 50-50. And it's very addictive because it's a sense why we get into gambling. We don't know whether we're going to win or not. Someone could actually use this with you in terms of you getting obsessed with them as well. Let's say that they're very hot and cold with you. Now that actually spikes your brain and it makes you want them even more. So this kind of 50-50 rule applies to flow state. It gets you very, very in the zone. You're not sure what might come up, and it's the sense of mystery. The sense of mystery is being built, and that gets our mind to solve problems and look for the cues, and it goes on this endless search of what to do. It starts scanning, right? It starts scanning the environment. It starts looking for patterns, and that's why we end up being in the zone. A rich environment is also forcing you to abandon old models or old paradigms of looking at the world. So, once you're in a new novel situation, they might not apply to your old ways of thinking or, different places you've gone to in the past. Because it's such a new experience, you're going to have to think on your feet and improvise, and improvisation and spontaneity gets you into the zone as well. Basically, being in a rich environment will get you to challenge yourself a lot more, challenge skills ratio. And also, one thing that I would highly recommend for you if you are looking into optimizing your environment is to look for things that can engage you in the environment, that can give you much more of that focus and that sense of you getting back into the workspace. So let's say you have a workspace designed specifically with a rich environment that heightens your flow state in a sense. So there's no other random things there besides what your goal is. So let's say your goal is to make money. You have different symbols around the room related to that. Maybe you have Lakshmi, right, the goddess of abundance. You have different symbols on the desk, like different numbers written down, which you keep showing your subconscious mind, right? Designing a location or a space as a rich environment, okay? Now also, one thing you can do is keeping little toys, okay? Like, I definitely love the fidget spinner as well as the kendama. However, you can choose whichever works for you and whichever you feel like is an awesome toy that will get you much more energized. Like doing a Rubik's Cube in your break at work is a lot better than you going for a smoke break for hours and then forgetting about it and then, coming back an hour later and then missing a lot of the work notices, So having an engaging activity or a small toy, like for instance, my ring spins, right? Now this isn't necessarily an environmental thing, but I can use this external trigger, this flow state trigger, to be able to soothe my anxiety. Architectural thing in my environment to help me. In particular, there's this bed, there's this bamboo thing, right? This could be used for something, or that could be used for doing dips in a sense, So in a sense, this rich environment is also going to push me to work out, where I'm looking for clues in the environment for things that will help me to optimize my lifestyle. So that's also something to note. But I hope this video helps you out today. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you. And stay legendary.